Hello Unicorn friends, Christmas is coming soon. It's the 20th of December today, so I'm going to make myself probably my favourite childhood dessert, trifle. If you don't know what trifle is, I think it's a British dessert. It's basically a 3-layered dessert with a jelly layer and then a custard layer and a cream layer. So I'm going to make mine with blueberries and strawberries, so I've just pre-cut those here. And now I'm going to make some vegan jelly using fresh strawberries, some vegan jelly powder, agar, much better than using animal skin. It's a bit disgusting using animal skin to make pudding. And we're going to add some sugar. You can use sweetener if you don't want sugar. I like sugar. Let's have loads of sugar. It's about 400 mils of water. I'm trying to make about 500 ml total. And then if you have a blender, use a blender or use a stick blender. Okay, now we're going to cook the jelly. You can make it with just strawberry flavouring if you like. You don't have to use fresh fruit. I'm trying to make a slightly healthier version. It's not like whole food plant-based, but it's better than a traditional trifle. So you're just going to stir this till it's boiling. It takes a bit of time to make a trifle because you've got to wait for each layer to set before you can do the next layer. So I'm going to make this layer, put it in the fridge for a couple of hours, let it set, and then make the custard layer, and then add the cream and toppings last. Many days as a kid making bird's trifle from a packet. This is slightly better, it's not just chemicals. There is at least some fruit in there. Some versions use fruit, some versions use sponge on the bottom, but I don't have any sponge to put there, so I'm just going to use fruit and jelly. I'm going to heat the jelly until it's boiling, activate the agar. This is enough to feed 6 normal people, but I'm not normal, so I'm going to eat the whole thing myself and maybe share a little bit with Mikey. Mikey likes trifle, I like trifle, so it will be a happy Christmas. You can now buy vegan trifle in the shops in England, but I've seen them listed at £7. When you compare the normal trifle is £3. It's a little bit excessive vegan tax on that. I mean, the ingredients are not that much different, come on. So yeah, make your own trifle and you can choose exactly what ingredients go in it, and you can make it any flavour you like. I like strawberries and blueberries, but you can make a raspberry one, or you can make chocolate trifles. I mean, I don't know what the definition of a trifle is. I mean, a 3-layered dessert, but you can make those 3 layers, different flavours. Okay, so the jelly is boiling. Gas off. Okay. So I'm going to pour that over the fruit and then put it in the fridge, and then I'm going to let it set before we do the custard. Okay, part one is done, so let that set. If you don't want to make your own jelly, you can buy pre-made vegan jelly powders, strawberry flavoured, but I'm trying to be a bit more self-sufficient and make my own. So part one is now ready to go in the fridge. Let's set that. And then next I'll show you how to make vegan custard. Okay, so jelly has set now. I've made another one individual portion size. So now I'm going to make some vegan custard. Now this is a rare thing for me, but I'm actually going to measure the ingredients today because it's quite important to make the custard thick enough that it keeps its shape. So I'm going to take 40 grams of sugar, and 40 grams of Berg's original custard powder, if you follow the instructions on the pot, you're going to end up with runny liquid custard, and I don't want that for this particular recipe. So I'm going to make it with a little bit more custard powder than normal. It should be 35 grams in 1 pint of milk. So I'm going to use 40 grams in 500 mils of milk. I'm going to use soy milk, and then that way it should be a thicker mixture. Oops. Should be nice and thick. Okay, so I've got sugar and custard powder. I'm just going to add a little bit of the milk to start with and just get the custard powder dissolved. If you don't do this, you'll end up with lumpy, horrible custard. Mikey's very excited because he can eat everything that's in this food. So he will be having a little bit of trifle later. It will last a few days in the fridge, but in my house it will last 1 day and it will be in my belly. So therefore, I think maybe this is my dinner today. Keep mixing until you get all the little lumps out. You just use the back of the spoon and squish it on the bottom of the pan, it squashes the little lumps. Okay, nearly there. More lumps. Okay, add the rest of the milk. So in total 500 mils of soy milk, 40 grams of sugar and 40 grams of custard powder. I'm going to heat it. Don't stop stirring it, otherwise it will stick and go horrible. Keep it moving. You just want to get it to its boiling, and then the custard will thicken up, and you're ready to add it to your trifle bowl. It's looking tasty. after the custard is cooled and set, we'll add the cream and toppings and eat it. If you can't get this custard powder and you still want to try making one of these, this is basically just cornstarch and flavouring and some colour. So if you get some yellow food colouring, some vanilla flavouring and corn flour and some sugar, you can basically make the same thing as bird's custard. There's no magical ingredients in it, it's just colour and flavour, it's just basically chemicals. But tasty chemicals. I usually try and stick mostly to a whole food plant-based diet, but every now and again it's Christmas, why not treat yourself to some chemicals and junk. Everything's made of chemicals. Yes, everything is made of chemicals, but not everything is a chemical. If you want to know more about chemicals, I'm a chemist, so I'll do some sciencey videos if you like. Trained in Imperial College, chemistry and medicinal biology. Cooking for me is basically practical chemistry. So right now we're heating up starch molecules to make them stretchy and stick together basically. Okay, you can feel it starting to thicken. Take it off the heat a little bit so you don't burn it. Okay, so now we see you've got nice thick custard. Heat off. Okay, just give it a little stir. There we go. Looking lovely. There we go. Nice custard. Okay, so just keep stirring it while it thickens. Looking good. Okay, now I'm going to pour a little bit on this one. And the rest on this one. Shake. Okay, back in the fridge, and we wait for this to set and do the next bit. So here we go, we're ready for the final layer. I've got the jelly and fruit, and then custard, and my mini-me. So, next, I don't know what you have available where you are, but this is schlag creme. That's, to me, quite funny. Schlag creme. Okay, so we're going to add some schlag creme to our trifle. Try and make it pretty. Hold caramel cream, I'm going to finish it. Getting a bit more than I thought. So we have lots of schlag cream. I'm going to add some fruit, blueberries, and finally some blueberries. Nearly there. This is looking pretty tasty. This one. Cool. And finish off some unicorn sprinkles into the colour. There we go. Vegan Trifle. Food for my unicorn. That looks absolutely delicious. I'm gonna go and eat it.